Hi, I'm Stills, and I'm a woman of a certain age, and I'm about to go off and walk the Camino de Santiago, Francais, on my own, and I'm a little bit terrified, overwhelmed, feeling very nervous. I've done a lot of research for those reasons, and I just thought I'd share with you what I think I've learnt up until now. So I'll be doing videos along the way. So if you'd like me to do a bit of a recce for you, stay tuned, and hopefully I'll be able to help you and you can learn from my mistakes, of which I'm sure there will be many. So with the packing, so I read the book, sploshed out, bought the book. Good stuff in here. Didn't take all the advice, but quite a lot of it. Also read lots of guidebooks. Yeah, all good. Don't know, you can only take one guidebook, can't you? Not sure which one to take. And I've downloaded 2 apps on my phone, so I might end up not using any paper, but let's see how I go there. So let's start with the rucksack. This seems to be the one that everybody recommends. Sorry, not everybody. A lot of people recommend. It's the most highly recommended one, Osprey. And this is the female version. And it's a 48 litre. And when I bought it, I thought, oh, this is going to be too big. But I seem to be able to have filled it up. So the reasons I liked it, it's nice and light. Comes in at less than a kilo. But it's very, very strong. And it has this frame which allows your back to be cool. It keeps the rucksack away from your back and lets fresh air go in there. And it's ergonomically designed for females. The straps veer away and don't interfere with your boobs, which is all very good. And got these waist straps, which apparently are designed for female hips. Who'd figure that? The complaint though is that they don't have pockets on the hip straps or the shoulder straps. So the way around that was to buy a bum bag, funny bag, what do you call it? So this I will strap to me, easy access to water, keep your mobile phone, pocket money, so decant just a little bit of money every day, so that you're not getting out great wadges of cash, tissues, the sort of stuff that you need to be able to just get a hold of very, very quickly without taking off your rucksack. So in addition to that, I'm going to take a money belt, which I will strap underneath that one against my skin, and the plan is to wear this 24/7. So these are all the things that you don't want to be parted from at all. I think it's important to take quite a lot of cash. The ATMs are few and far between, so inevitably you will be carrying quite a bit at certain times. Obviously your passport, and in addition to the cash though, I went and bought a money card, a travel money card. And the idea is there that you put money on it, and then sorry, I found it now, and it's not your real debit card, so you just put a certain amount of money on it for the trip, and then if it gets stolen, they don't have access to your entire bank account. So that seemed like a good idea. In addition to that, I've made this little packet, and in here is my real debit card, and some emergency cash, photocopy of my passport, front door key. Hopefully this will not get used for the whole time. I'm just going to bury this in a sock somewhere, but it's just there. Telephone numbers of your nearest and dearest, telephone number of your bank if you need to stop things, the sort of things, in case your phone gets lost or gets wet, So don't want to think about that, but probably a good thing to have. The other thing is the credential. So Catholic Church, the people that run the Camino, they call it the passport. Not a real passport, obviously, but here it is, all blank. and you get that stamped along the way. You have to have one of these if you're going to stay in the albergues, especially the monastery ones, and the ones that are run, non-profit making ones by volunteers, and the ones that are run by the municipal authorities. They don't want tourists just pitching up, because they don't run for profit, and I get that. So you've got to have a stamp every day, which is dated, and it proves that you're not going off doing sightseeing and sunbathing, and toddling off and then just coming back and using them for your convenience. So there we go. So that's a good start, isn't it? So what's the next important thing? Shoes, I guess. So unusually, I'm going to use walking sandals. Merrill. I love these. I had a pair for 10 years and I walked thousands of miles in them, and they're well cushioned, they've got fantastic traction, they let your feet breathe. I mean, I get it, I'm not going to be able to wear them in wet weather, and actually if it's stony and dusty, your toes tend to, sand and stuff gets under your toes. So, but a lot of it you're just beating tarmac in hot, dry conditions, and I think for those conditions these will be great. And then I've got some proper walking shoes, just trail shoes, good traction. I'm a little bit worried that they won't be waterproof enough because they breathe at the top. So I bought some gaiters. Not quite sure how they work, but seemed like a good idea. Bought these bags from the pound shop because if they're mucky and muddy, you might need to pack them, but probably not a good idea to put them in plastic where they can't breathe and then they might go mouldy. Next thing, I guess your sleeping arrangements, aren't they? That's if you get the sleeping right and your comfort when you turn in at night, a lot of things will just be so much better. So I've got a sleeping bag. I ordered this on gapyeartravelstore.com. A lot of cheap stuff on there. Check them out, they're good. And it came quickly, and this gets smaller because of the compression straps. So that'll fit in. It comes in, I think it's about 400 grams, so not too bad. And it goes down to -2. It's for seasons 1 and 2, because I'm going to go and do it into autumn now. So I'm going to need this, I think. If you do it in midsummer, maybe you can get away without carrying that. In addition to that, I've splurged out and I bought myself a pure silk liner, which on hot nights you can use on its own, and on cold nights it gives you a little bit more insulation. Very excited about sleeping with this against me. I normally sleep naked, but I figure that's not going to be possible, and I realise that it's a bit see-through, so I'm going to have to wear gym jams. Yuck, never mind. The other thing, I might dump this, but a micro pillow, because again, some of the albergues don't supply pillows. Some people just make do with t-shirts and scrunched up clothing, but I don't know. I'll see. I'll start off with it. It's not too heavy. Takes up room, but it's not too heavy. Rain gear. That's, again, the next important thing, isn't it? So, I've gone again with the, seems to be the consensus. This is a Spanish make, and you see them so much on the forums, people wearing these. Altus. And it is the atmospheric brand. There are other brands, but I think those are old models. I don't know. Anyway, it's cheaper if you buy them. It's a genre, but I don't want to go off shopping. I just want to be able, which is why I got the passport ahead, the credential. So I found this on Amazon for £36. So I don't know if I've wasted a bit of money there. I'm not too. It's great. We had a tremendous torrential downpour and a cloudburst in London a couple of weeks ago, and I was able to get this out of my rucksack. and flip it on. It goes right over your rucksack as well. So that's another thing I should say here. I haven't bought a rucksack waterproof cover. Because I've got this will do the job of both. And the advantage there is that even if you've got a waterproof cover for your rucksack, your straps are still exposed and they act as wicks and they let water trickle in. So this, it goes over everything. I bought the medium to large one, which is a bit big really. It comes down to just below mid-calf. But I figure I'd sooner that, as long as it doesn't touch the floor, I'd sooner that rather than get my knees all wet. So yeah, lovely, light. I think it's 400 grams. So brilliant. Toiletries. Oh my God. So that's very stressful. Toiletries. I can fill a whole suitcase with toiletries when I go on a proper holiday, conventional holiday. This has been a little bit tricky for me. I bought Lush shampoo in a bar. Smells nice. Makes my hair a bit waxy, but I guess it's going to be in a hat all the time, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Not going to take any conditioner. This is now going to be everything. This is going to wash my body. It's going to be my body wash, my shampoo, whatever. So that, see how I get on with that. I'm going to have to get on with it, aren't I? I bought one of those fancy travel hiking towels, and then I read that make do with just a sarong, which will be a towel. It's nice and cotton and soft and absorbent, but then it's also a sun shield. You can use it as a robe when you're walking around the albergue. You can cover up in a church. You can use it as a shield. You can pin it up if you get the lower bunk and give yourself a little bit of privacy when you're in your bunk at night. So I'm going to go with that. And with a flannel, get yourself almost dry with the flannel, keep wringing it out, and then just blot yourself dry. I don't know, it sounds as though it'll work. Who knows? We'll see. This is a bit heavy, but I think you're going to need this, aren't you? And this is going to now be my day cream, my night cream, my body lotion, and of course my sunscreen. So I bought a fairly nice moisturising one. It is very nice, and I'm just going to use that. And there we go. Toothpaste, all the usuals. I am going to take deodorant. I think a lot of people don't. But I think I'm going to. This is also a bit heavy. Maybe I'm mad. These very nice, this is just a cheap brand that you get them. Facial, they cleanse, they tones, they moisturise. And I think if there's a queue for the bathroom, or if you're getting ready in the dark in the mornings, just being able to get your face clean and hit the road. I've cut them into quarters. I annoy myself sometimes. We'll see how I go. There we go. T-shirts. I've just got 3. I hate synthetic products, don't you? But you've got to do it, I guess, because they just wash really quickly and they dry really quickly. Just 1 long sleeve, 2 short sleeve. There we go. Eating out, I'm going to do it on a really tight budget. So I'm figuring that breakfasts and lunches, I'm going to be self-catering. So look at this. It's cool, huh? It's a fork, it's a serrated knife, and it's a spoon. There we go. And I'm a bit bonkers here. I'm taking a couple of these to reseal packets of nuts. I don't know. I just know on other camping deals, camping, hiking, holidays, those sorts of things are often invaluable. Underwear. So aren't girls lucky? I feel sorry for you guys. Yeah, look, microfiber. You got to wear jocks. Ha! But I have bought these to wear for June jams, for the aforementioned problems of having to sleep with things. Socks, I got 3 pairs of hiking socks, and then inner liners. So I found that if you wear slippery, smooth, thin inner liners, then the 2 pairs of socks rub against one another, thereby making you less susceptible to blisters. They don't rub against your skin so much. Figure, makes sense, doesn't it? Couple of bras, just sports bras. Very upset that I can't take a lacy bra, but there you go. It's not about vanity, is it? Are you still with me? We're getting there, aren't we? Electrics, again, tricky, isn't it? So I've managed to get this. It's straight into Spanish continental plugs. So rather than taking a plug of your country and then an adapter, this saves space. Straight into a USB. Old-fashioned earplugs. I've got some very nice Bluetooth, but that's another thing to worry about charging, so I'm going to stick with the old technology. I'm going to take a watch, just something cheap. Nobody's going to want to nick it. I normally don't really bother with a watch much when I'm in London, because I look at my mobile phone all the time, but I just figure if your battery's a bit low, or it just might be nice to have that. This, heavy, but a recharger. You just can't take the risk, really, can you? If you don't get to charge up, then at least you can get your mobile phone up and running again. Again, all goes in one of these IKEA things, so you can keep them all together. Miscellaneous stuff, I call this bag. So that is everything. Plasters, earplugs. Just put plasters. I love these. Go and talk nicely to your bank. They'll give you these money bags, and then you can separate things and file things. I don't know. I like it. I've just put tweezers, nail scissors, and a file in there. Various medication. I've got a little bit of sewing stuff, and medical tape, is that what you call it, a bandage, a couple of empty bottles. Somebody said if you get yourself together with some other like-minded people, buy something really extravagant, like a bottle of shampoo, and then you can split it, and nobody has to carry a whole bottle. So I thought that was a good idea. Toothpicks, I don't know, you know all the sort of stuff. Scrunchies, a mirror. I probably won't want to look at myself, actually, after days and days and days of not any grooming going on, but there you go. Got to make a little bit of an effort, I guess. Warm clothing. So again, difficult, isn't it? I've got a nice fleece, pair of leggings, which I can sort of wear in public. They're not too flimsy and see-through. So although the extra weight, I figured that just makes everything a bit more adaptable. And a puffer jacket, pure down, very nice, compresses up nice and small, and hopefully I won't get too cold, although I am going to be going into some quite cold weather, I think. Nearly there. Are you bored yet? Stay with me. Nearly finished. Bikini, I'm hoping I'll get to swim. Very utilitarian, sort of, not very sexy. 3 different types of water bottle. So now this is something. If you're apt to blush, look away now. So you will have to poo in the open at some point, I imagine. Be a responsible person. You can order these online or from some camping shops. Very strong, very light. Dig a hole, bury it. Take a little bit of toilet paper. Apparently some of the albergues run out, or they just don't supply it. So make sure you've always got a little bit of that. I bought from the pet shop some pooper scooper bags. Don't know if I'll use those. And a tip. So even though you're burying everything, poo decomposes very quickly, whereas paper doesn't. So set fire to any paper as much as you can that you use, and the environment will like you. And in this little bag as well, I've got a little bit of soap. So hopefully I'll be all kitted up if that eventuality happens. Just incidental things now. The hat, that's kind of important, isn't it? Decathlon, ever so much cheaper, about half the price of other outdoor kitters shops. Look, a bit of a twit in it, but it's fully UV protective and it's light, and I don't think my head's going to get very hot in there. I've also bought the Decathlon sunglasses. I know, they really are not fashionable, are they? But they're light, and I think you can sit on them and they'll survive. So hopefully that's a good thing to do. I'm taking a very light rucksack because I really against single-use plastic, and so I will not be accepting any plastic bags that anybody tries to give me along the way. So any shopping I do will go in there. Nearly there. A sitting mat, which I might get rid of, but I've just got this idea that I might be stopping for picnics and having the odd siesta, and if I'm lucky enough not to get into an albergue one night and I have to sleep rough in a church doorway, I might be really grateful for that. Somebody said the best protection against bed bugs is to put your rucksack into a bag before you put it on the floor of an albergue. So, I don't know, sounds logical, doesn't it? I've got a feeling that's quite difficult routine to keep to. So I don't know about that. And last but not least, I bought a couple of these waterproof bags. So just in case you have days and days or hours and hours of walking in torrential rain and you need to look at your guidebook or you need to look at your phone, a bit heavy, but I'm going to take those too. And they got a nice strap, so you can hang them and keep your hands free. And one last thing, which was a present from a very nice friend of mine, is just to keep, I don't know, but I just like the idea of this, that if you want to put something on your wrist and a nice little zip there so that you can get to things quickly. So that's it. So thank you for sticking with me. That was amazing. And keep in touch, and hopefully I can let you see the things that happen to me and that they might be helpful along the way. See you again soon, I hope. Bye-bye.